Well, greetings and salutations, test takers. This is the Series 7 Guru coming to you from my studio in an undisclosed location off grid. We have an explication request. If you have an explication request, you can send it to explicationrequest@guruexamprep.com. This is a Kaplan question. So if it's a Kaplan question, you can just send me the QID 1545768, and I can bring it up backstage. If you don't have a Kaplan Q Bank, I highly recommend it as a paid supplement. For Series 7, with my 15% discount code at checkout, you can get over, well, close to 4,000 practice questions, the ability to do custom quizzes, practice tests, performance tracker for $55.80. For that commercial, Kaplan allows me to give you a free look at Kaplan content like this. All right, let's get busy on this question. An investor establishes the following positions: a choice to buy 100 shares of XYZ at any time between now and April at $40 a share for 6, and a choice to put or sell 100 shares of XYZ at any time between now and April at 50. So this customer is buying a call and buying a put. We should be able to identify this as a straddle with different strike prices, which is called a combination. So this is called a combination. It says if both options are sold for intrinsic value when the stock's at 44. I always tell people between time value and intrinsic value, the intrinsic value is much more important to us as test takers because they use this phraseology a lot. You close out at intrinsic value. They don't want to be able to say, you bought it and you sold it and you just have to net the premium. So pretty typical test phraseology to say several weeks later or whenever you close out at intrinsic value. Anyways, we close for intrinsic value when stock's 44. The investor realizes a loss of. Okay, well, there's lots of ways to do options. I like to use a T. I like to track money. If you're pretty good at contract specifications, you're not fumbling around that a long put, for example, is a choice to sell. It can actually track money. You're in pretty good shape. So I like to use dollars out, dollars in. Some people like to use debit credit. Some people like to use plus minuses, whatever floats your boat. All right, so now doing my setup. When you have more than one thing going on, it's important that your mechanics, your process, is a little more disciplined. All right, so I paid 6 for the call. I paid 8 for the put. So I'm at a total of 14 here. They tell me the stock's at 44. So call up, call up. Couple ways to think about intrinsic value. One way is call up. The market price, 44, is up from the strike price. Another way to do it is a framing question. Is it likely somebody wants to buy the stock at 40 when the stock's at 44? The answer is yes. If you answer that framing question yes, the contract has intrinsic value. So we're in the real world, there'd be time value, but you're in Series 7 fantasy land. But in the real world, there'd be time value and intrinsic value. Anyways, here they say we do it. So 4 is the intrinsic value of a 40 call with the stock at 44. That doesn't look bueno, by the way. Looks like so far I've lost 2 points. And then let's see, 44, put down. Put down. If the market price, 44, is down from the strike price, 50, the contract has intrinsic value. Or is it likely to be exercised? The answer is yes. It's likely somebody wants to sell at 50 when the stock's at 44. By the way, this contract says we close out, but I would still exercise to get back some of my money. So, there's intrinsic value, the thing's going to get exercised. But here they say we close out at intrinsic value. So the intrinsic value of 50 put with the stock at 44 is 6, and it looks like I'm a loser, right? I got 14 out. I got 10 in. So I lost 4 points. That 4 points, remember, is for a contract. We have one contract here times 100. So that would be $400. Or the other way you can think about it is I lost $200 on the call and I lost $200 on the put for a total of $400. So the answer is a $400 loss. I hope you found that helpful. Remember, inch by inch, your Series 7's a cinch. Yard by yard, your Series 7 is hard. And I'll see you for the next explication request.